Right, it cut off again. Sorry about that. But as you know, I was telling you the story of updates of what's been happening lately. So, okay. So, update number one that I was starting to tell you about in the other video is that I've been going to more places lately. So, that includes Blackpool, Liverpool, Southport, Manchester, Daisy Nook, Debdale Park, and a couple of other places that I can't remember right this mo. Chester, more of a major place. And the events that I've managed to go to is my very first pup meet was last month. Or should I say it's still this month, it's still August, the end of August. So my first pup meet in August. I've been to now I think it's either my third or fourth furry meet now. My first one in June, second one in July, third one in August. Yes, so I'm still to go to I think I said 4 because I went to the Liverpool one as well, so that was 2 in 1 month, but we didn't actually manage to get to it because by the time we got there, it was late. Even though I managed to make good time and get up early and out early. But we still managed to get there with only a few minutes to spare. There was still furries there, as it happened, and the venue was huge, much bigger than the Manchester one, which I thought would have been awesome. So the person that takes me there, my new boyfriend, he doesn't want to go to every furry meet. It's not his thing. So I have said, let's just go to this one. Let's see which one we prefer. And then whichever one we prefer, we can go to that one every month. But to be honest, I think that we should stick to the Manchester one because at least that one is nearer. So all I ask is that we go to at least the one in September now, seeing as how we've missed the one in August. So hopefully we'll go to the one in September and actually manage to get there on time. And then after that we can just stick to the Manchester one. Because the Manchester one is just nearer. And I do like their usual venue for that one. So, because, you know, they've got a nice dance floor and everything. The other venue that they had, which, I don't know, there was some glitch that made them have to use a different bar instead of their usual one, was, I don't know, it seemed to be mainly normies at that bar, and the furries were all just pushed to outside. So you couldn't like hang around in the actual bar itself and go on the dance floor and dance and everything because it was full of normies. So that's why I didn't like that one as much. There didn't seem to be many furries in the actual place. So that's why I didn't really like it as much, but it was okay. It was the same with the pup meet, because the pups have their meets at that one as well. But they're like pushed to downstairs, which is fine. The downstairs was pretty cool. It was just really dark, that's all, and you couldn't barely see anything. So I had to have my torch, which was no good either because it meant blinding people, so that was no good either. And I just couldn't see anything to record it and stuff. So that's the only reason why that sucked a bit. But it was okay, I liked it very much anyway. So those are some updates. So getting to go to my first pup meet, and I've been to kind of, I don't know, let's count 4 furry meets now because I was late for the very last one we went to. Hopefully we'll be able to make the Liverpool furry meet in September and a bit earlier for the other furry meets in Manchester. So I'm very much looking forward to that. What else? No, I've not been able to go to any therian meets because I don't really know many therians, to be honest. They all seem to have meets in Wales, which is too far away from me. So, I don't know, all the therians seem to be in Wales mainly. There didn't seem to be many in my neck of the woods, so it's been harder to meet therians. but it would be nice to meet more therians and have meets. Now, a therian meet would be quite different. A therian meet would be where you just go to a... I don't know. I have seen therian meets which look pretty cool, where they'd go to a big city and they have like a lot of activities to do. And they seem to be a bit more casual. Like, they don't just meet and go to a venue and mainly hang around there. They mainly just hang out like a group of friends, which is more of the kind of setting I prefer. I don't mind the proper arranged ones where you go to a venue as long as there's lots of activities. But obviously when we go, it's dead late, so all the activities are over, unfortunately. And then it's just like hanging around a bar and just dancing and getting drinks and stuff. And then people are just talking or whatever. Which should be fine if not for the loud music. The loud music makes it kind of hard to chat. Unless you go outside and then everybody's already talking to people they know and stuff. So I don't know, it's a little bit difficult. There really needs to be some setting in which people can sort of have like a proper meet and greet. I don't know how that would work exactly, but it's like where people talk and make introductions and actually have a conversation where everybody's involved, instead of just people latching on to people and then just talking to them, and then other people that might be new are just like, okay, I'm just stood here being ignored. Like, I felt when I've gone to social things, I do find myself just standing on the outlines, sort of just watching everybody else talk, and I felt uncomfortable and just awkward and ignored, kind of bored as well, like just standing there because I'm super tired usually. Like the scenario I'm referring to is when I used to go to the Zumba classes, and after the dancing, everyone would have a chat. And when the group was smaller, I was very much involved in the conversations, but as the group got bigger, I noticed that groups would form sections. There would be a small group chatting here and a small group, and I would just be like out of it. Like, no one would even bother like chatting to me. I would just be there. I'd try and join in, but I never could. Like, they all talked about their jobs and their kids and stuff like that, because of course they were, well, my age group and older, but you know, by our age group, mine and theirs, most people have got husbands, wives, kids, jobs. They've gone on millions of holidays. I don't know, they have what I call a normal life. But me, I haven't got a normal life, so I can't relate to these people. Like, these people are getting new houses, they're talking about their new houses, they're talking about how they've decorated a room, or they've decorated a house, or this, that, the other, and it's clear that they've already talked about it before, and now they're updating the people, like, this is what's happening now, here's my kids, you know, this is my new baby. I don't know, it's like that, and it's like, I can't relate to any of this because I don't have a new house. I've never moved out before. I've never moved house. I've never decorated a room before. I've never had kids. I've never been married. And it just like felt so out of it and so unrelatable. It's like, okay, are there any other people that are still stuck at home with their parent because they've like pretty much been roped into being their carer? Like, anybody else? Anybody else who's like pushing 30 and still stuck in the same life that they've been living for the past 2 decades? At the time, I was still like, you know, I was still living at home, I was still single, still never had like a proper job, never been to university, never been to college, never been married, never had kids, never moved out, never had all these, what I call super life-changing milestones that most people go through. You know, people like have stages of life where their life changes somewhat. You know, like they go to preschool, they go to middle school, they go to high school, they go to college, they go to university, they get the first boyfriend, girlfriend, they